we're torn up already. I feel called to start off with a spirit animal card. So that's interesting. And then we'll get kind of like what's activating in your threads at this time. Jeez. I hope everyone's having a good day. I have slept most of the day. Lion. Transformation. Self-mastery. Reality. Right? Very regal. Considered like lonesome, like not lone wolf, but kind of removed, but just very selective. But the lion is master of transformation, right? Facing the fire and like rising again and again and again. I'd be very surprised if only one. I was about to say if only one wanted to come out for you. Be hard worker. Let's get one more. Crocodile. So put the dragon at the bottom. All-seeing eye. You being an energy of gathering strength, right? Like you're sitting here with these two cards, but like, are you outwardly expressing that? No. Here with the crocodile kind of, I wouldn't say the crocodile hermits, but the crocodile does, it waits. It very much is a spirit animal of waiting. Like it's almost like not time yet. Similar to hibernation, but not fully. Okay, let's do we pretty much explained the lion, so we're just gonna jump right on over to the bee. Earnest, hardworking, democratic. When in balance, content, active, vibrant. When out of balance, overworked, annoyed. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of the many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have a bustling, joyous personality until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then they sting. So you're coming out as someone who's like very heavy into self-mastery, self-transformation, right? Just really really undoing some soul contracts. And that you're really hardworking. Your bees are communal by nature. I think that's what they mean by democratic. That's what I take it to mean. But you're kind of like this little joy, buzzing around, right? Kind of not getting tired, but there is a point where you can overwork yourself, and then you get a little, you know, you got a little sting, and that's okay. But that's you know what, like balancing these two with this, like this tempering the other two is actually really, really good, because the crocodile speaks to collecting energy, cooling off, submerging, taking a step back from the external world, turning inward, and like not always acting. And I would say that the lion and the bee are very like action oriented spirit animals. And so you're kind of being called to like balance that and know when to wait, know when to pause. It doesn't mean completely stop whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is you're planning for, but it's just like a call for more reflection, a time to gather more wisdom, to be more intentional. So it's like selective withdrawal. So because you're being called to do that, let's see what is activating within your soul contract. I wasn't hearing anything when I started this reading, and now I can't help but hear Godlight, Noah Khan. Call your mom back, kid, before the high comes down. I would drop that. Oh my goodness. And it's abundance, which is really, really good. That means that you, again, you know balance, right? You know when to like not overwork yourself, because you don't need to, because you already know that you're an abundant peach. I was about to say creature. Girl talk. So that's whoa, that is loving being single. So you have abundance and kind of moving on with your life, you know, being around your community, social gathering. I think very much through your Cups card. And then Twin Flames. Okay, cool. But we have X at the bottom: breakup, separation, septic pattern, silent treatment, abandoned. Let's get a couple more. So I would say that so far it is a huge time of renewal for you. You like getting everything that you want because you know how to work. You know how to work and go get it, right? You're not expecting anything to like just fall into your lap, but you're also open to receive, right? You're not overworking yourself. You're not trying to force your hand. You're not trying to force the universe. You're in flow with the universe. And finally enjoying being single after some sort of, the Grim Reaper at the bottom here, after some sort of, because this was the runner, some sort of situation with someone who would be a twin flame for you. We go from like so positive of like enjoying being single, and then we bring up this little pest of an energy. Runner, codependent, fear of intimacy, listening to the ego. And again, Grim Reaper at the bottom, relationship is over. You know what? Yeah, we'll just stick for 4 for your top row. Okay, abundance. Keeping a positive mindset, the growth that you're doing. So this is interesting. So under abundance, you have seduction and you have the butterfly. Attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, but also a card of third-party influences or interference. And then you have the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child, growth. And I'm going to choose, we'll see what else comes out with this, but I'm going to choose to see this as you just deciding to get back out there finally. Do you know what I mean? Like, happily single, learning to date, right? You know, like manifesting what it is that you want. And the relationship that is evolving is with yourself, because that is a huge part of the twin flame journey. I mean, that is like the most important part of the twin flame journey. It is actually like inner union. It's not with another person. Like the other person actually doesn't matter half the time. And then we have Hammer here, sabotage, destructive habits, girl talk, happily single. Oh, I'm like, do we really want to do passion? Insane chemistry, liking each other equally, having fun. Kisses, unconditional love, falling in love. Why is this is so clearly you're in a very abundant time in your life where you are happily single, not thinking about this, but in the background of this abundance of you happily single, having fun and all of this, there's this energy, this insane chemistry, right? Electrifying, that is kind of been lingering in your like thread. And like that thread is the thing that's being pulled. We'll see what confirms and finds. The sword and the rose. So clarity coming, truth, revelation. Hold on. This is not the reading that you expected. It's not the reading that I expected. And it makes sense why I'm hearing God light now. To know me is to hate what I've become. So watch bees and pollen, and that ladder's last rung. So feel it like a secret. You can't keep it. I'm not the way I was. I feel like that's this kind of revelation that's coming over with this like under twin flames. The truth of what's happened here, of what's of kind of what led to this, right? Because the rest of the song is like, it's a hole I can't fill, it's a curse I can't break, and I gave my soul to it, and I cannot be reclaimed. I was younger then. And I don't think that's you, right? Obviously, it's the runner. It's whoever ran in this. Clearly the opposite energy. Runner. And there is this lingering truth that needs to be exposed. Girl, I am not. Please, spare me. Spare me. It's way too many. But Grim Reaper keeps wanting to come out. It's 3. Grim Reaper keeps wanting to come out. Grim Reaper, the snake, mask. But we just want to get one. Runner. And now you know what I'm hearing. It's the song that comes right after it, but it just works. Hold on. I'm not gonna hold you. Love Call is crazy. Also, I'm hearing someone like you. Now that I can't hold you, I wish that I had tried to. Doomer not to lose you. Now that I can't, I think, find you. Because the second you left, you're the voice in my head scream, what did I do? Now you're gone and all I want is someone like you. And then we have like Coffin, right? Endings bring new beginnings though, but like Love Call, someone expresses love, a message of love. This runner is clearly coming in with a love call, with a truth, with some clarity, as you're just kind of in your own bag, enjoying your own vibes, your own energy, right? Like I'm getting very much detached from this. Use your discernment and don't make this fit, because a lot of you say, no shade, but a lot of you say you're detached and you're not in the slightest, and that's okay. That just means this reading isn't for you. The right collective wouldn't actually care about this, would like have the energy that I just had figuring out that this was what this was about, right? The first 2 cards came out, abundance, girl talk, like enjoying being single, having fun with your friends. Again, like I said, very much 3 of Cups energy. And then you have like this hot mess express that you finally have gotten over, right? You're no longer, and I was hearing long suffering. A creator that I love, a reader on here that I love, she uses that long suffering specifically. And I was just hearing that. I'm like, that's kind of weird. You're no longer in that. Let's get one more overall. This is what's being activated within your thread this week. What did you have? The lion, the crocodile, what was in the middle? The bee. Don't let this burn you out. I was about to feel like nothing else is going to come from here. But this is the boat, right? So think very much Six of Swords. Receiving what you need, progression, arriving, closure. Closure issues. Arriving, moving on, closure issues. Do they need closure? Like, what do we need closure for? You ran. What's... Before I get a little too spicy. And what about it? 10 Cups at the bottom of the deck here, sorry now. And what about it, Spirit? What do you want us to do with this? I'm tired already. I'm sick of it already. That was the Six of Swords. Six of Wands. Victory. Accomplishment. Closing out a cycle. So you're, okay. Three of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Clearly, this is a connection that deep emotional bonds, like on the same level now. There's a level of growth, of awareness, are ready to like you can see here, like she's on a stage, right? Lights, camera, action, all that, right? Oh, here it goes, Three of Cups. And it's like this love is ready to come out of hiding, right? We're closing a cycle. This is ready to come out of hiding, and we're looking on to a new horizon, ready to take action on manifestations, but also let it come in and let it kind of balance out some things within your life, within love, but also a need to maintain balance. You're starting with two, you're ending with two. Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Also, just the duality of all of it. I'm getting like stark contrast. And also to not compare. To notice, to notate, but to not compare. Oh, brother. Two of Cups. It was a Two of Wands that wanted to come out. So 2, 2, 2, significant. The Devil. Ooh, let's just quickly get one more for that. That was the Eight of Wands. I mean, the Eight of Swords. One just come out, but didn't, but Five of Wands. Ruled by I mean, your shadow, right? Like your darkest thoughts, your like worst things you ever thought about yourself, like you, them, disconnection, the worst of the worst. I'm sorry. Give me one second. I am over this. Give me 1 second. And speaking of duality, it also speaks to the shadow side of this connection, of like what this connection was, right? How you could be emotionally, again, codependent, obsessive. I just saw 2121, and leading you both into very competitive energy, conflicting opinions, conflicting influences, just like a lot of people having like a say within this connection, within what you guys are doing with your lives. But like we're overcoming that, right? Because right after that is the Six of Wands. Like because you guys have overcome this. Let me get one more for that to see before I even continue with this. Five of Cups. But King of Pentacles. One more. That's too many. But look, Three of Cups. That was the Three of Cups, Two of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Here it is again. The Two of Wands. So yes, okay. So like I was saying, this is moving forward through this grief, through this competitive energy, through the shadows, the codependency, and all of that. Like there is a lesson learned here, right? There is now being able to move on from that, being more rooted in your own power and all that kind of stuff. And that's why that's why this can finally come out of the shadows. Six of Wands. Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're showing up differently. Can also be that like because of this or like in spite of this, you've because I just said personal power to Wands. You like Queen of Wands. Also, let's note the amount of wands within this. There is a confidence that has come over you, settled within you, a knowing, you know, from your guiding light, from spirit, whoever it is that you know, whatever God is that you pray to or goddess is. And that is how you're able to have like this reclamation, this rebirth, and like and come out in the open and be open with your love and expressing all of that within this connection. You know what I mean? That's why this Two of Wands is able to be a thing. That's why this Three of Wands is able to be a thing. The World. You got all of them. Two of Wands, Two Cups, Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. And that's under the world. So that is a cycle that's closing, a stalemate. At a stalemate with one another. Three of Wands. Indecision, blocking this, not knowing how to move forward. Again, back here to the Two of Wands. Because there was just so much strife and grief and just addiction. And it almost kind of was a thing of like, you know, can this move forward, right? Like I was so tied to this person. I was so connected to this person. I very much lost myself within this person, right? And I'm just now back on solid ground, right? I feel like I'm just now like on equal footing and enjoying my single life, enjoying myself. And that, I think that's why I was like, had that energy of like, oh brother, you know, sort of energy. Because it's like, I'm just now stable. I'm happy being single. And now this comes back. You know, it's almost like I don't want it. I actually don't want it. You know how my voice just got like that? Just got very animated, very lively there. Three of Wands. What's the Five of Swords? I'm not picking it up because y'all know that I'm lazy. 222 555 because that's a Five of Cups, a Five of Wands, and now the Five of Swords. So from stuck in conflict, self-doubt, to now knowing how to act on your manifestations, being given the go ahead, right, to act on that. And Two of Pentacles. Page of Wands, doing things differently, showing up differently. And that being done through like a balance of energy. Heavy balance of fire and water would be significant. Fire and water has been coming up a lot lately in readings. Let's just get like 3 more. Six of Pentacles. 4 Wands. And to close it out, last one. Eight of Cups. Walking away from what no longer serves. Expecting, yeah, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. This has been a long time coming. Expecting reciprocity. Equal give and take within this now. And they're being, and not even like you having to communicate that being like a known thing. None of this is stuff that you have to communicate. Like this is all like what has been happening in the background. Keep in mind we are in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, mind you. Saturn and Neptune just left Pisces both. Like Pisces is very mystical. It's very within the like other realms, right? That's not tangible stuff that you're going to see here. This is now coming into the 3D. And I'm not saying it's going to ground right now. This is just what's around it. And what's around it is a victory of some sort. It's walking away from what no longer serves you, leaving behind all of your past tendencies, not just within this relationship, but all of the other threads that have led to how you acted in that relationship as well. And being on equal footing with another person, right? Being able to have a partnership, being able to lean on someone, to trust someone, to have confidence in someone, to be able to love out loud and in the open, and to not feel like you're constantly battling, right? Like love is not a battlefield. And just overall, this being able to move forward after a very long time of this being at a standstill. This is able to move forward. This is getting the proverbial green light now. I want to get these. I want to get for after Mercury retrograde. Because I specifically did say that this is not like this is, you know, right now. This is the energy that is happening. So I want to get what's coming after Mercury retrograde. And then I just want to get you an archetype to focus on. Then we're going to close it out. So after Mercury retrograde, what's coming after Mercury retrograde? Within the few weeks to the month after Mercury retrograde. So within 14 to 30 days after Mercury retrograde. Intimacy. I'm hoping that's just emotional intimacy. Don't be fucking so soon. Sexual chemistry, reminiscing. Don't get caught up in the lust of it. Look, I'm all for an O or two. I'm all for, you know, doing your thing, doing your due. But as it, like, this is, obviously this is a card of divine timing, right? Divine timing that was over this. But also, give that intimacy, give it time. Give it time. But everything in divine timing, let things flow. And I think right now, like, yes, this specifically, like, this specifies sexual intimacy. I think the first thing, like, is coming is emotional intimacy. Because you're, like, they're coming in with clarity and truth. A revelation, right? They'll be back. Which we knew that, Mercury retrograde. Confirming that this is after Mercury retrograde. Let's just get 2 more. And unless some tomfoolery comes out, we're not going to clarify them. It's not like there's a need. Like everything that needs to be said here has been said. Pregnancy? We're going to, someone is expecting, we're going to take that as I can't even get it out. I was gonna say we're gonna take that as expectation, just the expectation of that. Not that you need to be expecting that, but just that there is like an air of expectation within your threads, right? It's giving, this was inevitable. We were always gonna make it to this point. But I mean, also, you could be getting pregnant, and that's, intimacy and pregnancy. Take that as you want. Let's just get one more. Someone is in the middle, someone trying to sabotage this. And now we gotta confirm them, because that tomfoolery, intimacy. That was no that wanted to come out there. Health. One more for that. Divorce. So like the breakup. Maybe your intimacy was affected by like health issues or something, and that is what led to the breakup. Not being able to connect in that way, and then already kind of being codependent. This probably would have been more of a surface level connection. Probably would have mainly sought out intimacy through, sexual intimacy, sexual acts, sexual intercourse, all that. Health issues, mental health issues. When sometimes when you go on SSRIs, your libido decreases, and that can really put a strain on a relationship, even though someone should be able to work with you on that. That should not be like an end all be all, like especially if you're literally dealing with mental health issues. Like, I don't think that's anyway give time. That was the Narcissist card, what I like to call gaslighter. Mercury retrograde. Communication issues, putting everything under review. And that's what you've been doing this entire time, so that's good. That's really, really good. We got pets, which I always take as like a spirit animal, which we got your animal archetype. We started with that. The lion, the not the cheetah, the bee, and the crocodile. But I don't know, cheetahs could be an animal spirit like totem for you. That's never come up for me before. Take it as you will. I just saw 555. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. I wish this was a little more focused on your soul growth, but it's almost like you kind of got that under wraps a bit, and like what's coming next for you spiritually. And we might tap back into this energy tomorrow and kind of see that specifically. Oh, it's being finicky. But clearly, for one reason or another, you kind of need to have this inkling that this is on the horizon. As I say, this is on the horizon. Caution. Caution. Under, they'll be back. Pregnancy. Yeah, just, I don't know. Take it slow. Have your wits about you. Remember that, like, not to, like, don't distrust yourself, right? Like, don't go in and honestly, just period, like, this person's side, do not sit in an energy of a fear of intimacy, because you guys are twin flames. If they had a fear of intimacy, you did too. It just manifested differently for you. Do not sit in an energy of fear that you're going to lose yourself again in something. Be confident in the work that you've done. The first 2 cards came out for you. But first off, like the animal cards, again, lion, be hardworking, but also regal. You are dedicated to your self-transformation, to self-mastery, right? And then what came out for you with these little cards here, this puts not enough, geez. What was abundance, enjoying your single time, right? So it's just like, you wouldn't be coming out like first card abundant within your soul thread, like what's being activated within your thread. Sorry, that's my kettle. Wrapping this up here. If that weren't true, if you weren't abundant in all avenues, like all aspects of life right now, like your spirit is upgrading, your spirit is abundant. There's nothing for you to like fear or worry about. There is something for you to have caution on, and that's this situation. That's because, I mean, they ran. There's this clarity that's coming in. They didn't, actually come out, but there was the Grim Reaper, there was the hammer, there was the axe. All of those are very much like, yeah, some went down. So just, have caution. Let this build. Let this have time. There was communication issues. There was just a lot of stuff that needs to be reevaluated. Pregnancy. The expectation in expectation. I hope it's not the expectation of pregnancy. I don't know. I did a reading, what was it, yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, where, to be honest, it was a bit more hot and cold than this. And I was like, this looks bad, but have faith, right? Like, give it some months and, just focus on yourself, and this is going to work itself out. This, while I'm not saying like ignore it, I'm not saying walk away. I'm just, I don't know, just there's a little more that's here. And I don't know, for one reason or another, I'm not being guided to get too much into that. I don't think it really matters. I don't think that you actually need to know that right now. Maybe other readers are getting into that for you, and maybe that'll be helpful for you. But over here, we're like, I don't know. It's like, don't close yourself off to this. Just remember what happened. Just remember everything that took place here in this connection. And if nothing else comes out here, we're going to leave it at that. We're going to end with an animal archetype. And yep, that's what we're going to do. But we do have Spy at the bottom of the deck there. Someone keeping their eye on you. Peeping Tom. So, remember why this needed time. Remember why, why you needed to separate. Why you needed to grow and evolve separately. Just one archetype for the collective. Just the energy for them to focus on at this time. The shadow, integration. And that goes back to the codependent thing. Understanding that there is a side of you that used to be very codependent. There's a side of you that can still be prone to codependency. That's not something that needs to be shunned or shamed or stuffed down. No, we don't want to lead with shame. We're getting rid of the shame. Accept it. Understand that is a part of you. Understand that is something that you are mastering. But understand also that that's going to take time. I'm seeing the Earthworm card with the Animal Spirits deck. It's something that's going to take time. The whole point of shadow work isn't to look at our shadows and then further stuff them down. It's acceptance. It's deep acceptance, deep love. Understanding that, hey, yeah, like this is a side of me. Maybe I don't particularly like this side of me. Yes, this has led to me doing very destructive things, putting me in harsh situations where I was heartbroken or had to really, repair my life and completely start over, and a huge tower moment and this and that. And so what? Because guess what? You still rebuild. You're coming out as the bee, right? Like you still rebuilt your life. Things happen for a reason. We go through things for a reason. It's like that elephant card. Like you were put through certain things, and you see just how resilient you are to get through certain obstacles. And then there are obstacles that are put along your path that are meant to change you, grow you, right? It's like switchbacks on a hiking trail. So just like embrace your shadow and don't run away from your shadow. As I was talking about Tower, the storm. Let's get one more. The Seed. Yeah, I'm actually gonna read this one. This has come up like in the last, over the last like 2 weeks. This has come up in like 3 readings. This is being the 3rd, I think. We're just gonna read that one and then we're gonna close out. Beginnings come in many forms, and didn't that come out in one of the other cards? I can't remember, but they are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, where the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an anti-impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. So when your shadow is activated, when you're touching the shadow, you need to understand, hold on, sorry, let me deal with that. Yeah, so when your shadow is like coming up as it is, you need to understand that that's part of your glitter, that's part of your shimmer, that's you know, one of your gems, right? Like that's nothing to turn away from, to be afraid of. That is what is, it's part of the carbon that's pressurizing a diamond. You get what I'm saying? So just don't run away from it. Dance with your shadows. I always say that. Dance with your shadows. They're there anyway. So like, and we only have one life. And you know what? Like, this year is just a big year of, and what? So what? Who gives a fuck? Like, just, yeah, okay, you have these shadows. Yeah, there are things that you don't like about yourself. Well, you spent X amount of years trying to get rid of it and it's still there. Don't you think that like maybe it's probably not going to go away, and maybe you should probably make peace with that? You can't change it. All you really can do is love yourself. Like, not in spite of it. Love yourself because of it. Like, yeah, you know what? I have this shadow thing that I'm not too proud of, not too keen on. Guess what? That makes me human. That makes me multi-layered. I am a multi-dimensional being. Galactic being at that, because we're not just these little meat suits, just, you know, twittering around here. We like, our lives are so like so much more infinite. It's just so much more magical. And it's just like, who cares? Who cares if that's a part of you? Love it, accept it. Because I mean, honestly, you're stuck with you. If no one's gonna love you, you gotta love you. And I'm not saying that you have to love you in order to be able to love another person, but I am saying that if you don't even think that you're worth loving, what makes the next motherfucker gonna think that you're worth loving? And not that actually matters, but do you see my logic? Do you see my logic? We're going in a period of, because that is what's going to help break this codependency, like really, really break this codependency. And that's what's going to put you in strength in any relationship, romantic, platonic, otherwise, business, whatever you're doing with your career, all of that, like that is what's going to give you this confidence, right? Because you're no longer trying to people please. You're no longer trying to put on this mask, this facade. And mask wanted to come out, but remember, I was like, oh, that's too many. Because you accept this of yourself. So this is no longer something that you're trying to hide. And you know what? When you accept the darkest parts of you, right? No one can hold it against you also. The worst thing that you can do is call out something that I'm insecure about. Okay, yeah, I'm insecure about that. And now what? Because I admitted that I'm insecure about something? We all are. It's not that deep. It's really not. Like we overthink about it, we ruminate, we, you know, pathologize this and that, and it's just like, it's really not that deep. We hurt, we have shadows, we're insecure, we have darkness, we've done things. Some of us, you know, terrible things. Other of us, bad things, but not that terrible, right? But it's like, we're all capable of it, and we're all capable of greatness. And at the end of the day, We're all here. And it's just better if you just love it and love yourself. Because then it takes away the shame. And then when you're not acting out of shame, again, it goes back to that mask and the people pleasing and all of that. Get off my high horse here. I hope that you found this. And maybe that's the part that you actually needed within whatever. I love you so much. Have a wonderful day. Let me know if this resonates with you. And I'm fired up. So I'm going to get off of here because this is something that I'm like deeply passionate about.